that I am wrong or how we're closer now. I've been making my amends. Come and see. Where have you been off to now? Wait for me. Dear beloved, lend me light as I wander off into the night, or I won't be found. Or I won't be found.
We're finally back on the road. I'm pretty excited. I'm about 4 hours into the drive so far, and I have found my first traffic jam of the road trip. It looks like there's a pretty big accident up here. All these cars are like pulling off and like into the grass and like getting onto the service road over here. I don't know if I could do it with the Element though. It's all like big trucks that are doing it, so probably just gonna have to wait it out. I'm planning to go to a free campsite in the northern part of Mississippi later on this evening. I don't know if we're gonna make it in time before the sun goes down. It's already getting pretty late. I kind of got a late start on the day, but hopefully this traffic jam clears up pretty soon and we can get there as quickly as possible. Yeah, so there's been a lot of driving today. It's definitely been a pretty long day. I'm pretty exhausted. I got about another hour or so left, so I've kind of just been bored out of my mind. A lot of people will ask me, what do I do on these really long trips? And they say, like, do you listen to podcasts or ebooks? I don't think I've ever listened to an entire podcast. I would like to start doing that, but I primarily listen to music. I really like music. Those of you who have been following for a while will know that I'm a big music fan, so I like to listen to albums. I usually listen to like albums all the way through. I'll start from the very beginning and I'll finish it all the way to the end. I really appreciate a good album that flows nicely, that you can kind of get into all the different songs and it works really well. So I've been thinking I want to try something different for this next little section of the video. I want to do like a Q&A style thing, except instead of you guys asking me a question, I'm going to ask a question to myself, and then if you guys want to answer it, you can answer it as well in the comments below. The question is, what are my 5 favorite, or what are your 5 favorite studio albums? So if you're not a music fan, I totally understand if you don't want to answer that. I know a lot of people don't even like to listen to albums all the way through. They usually just pick out their favorite songs, which is totally fine. But if you're a huge music fan and you do the same thing, feel free to post it in the comment section below. So I've been thinking about this for like the past 3 hours, so I should be able to answer it pretty accurately, but it is really hard to do. Like, I'm thinking there's probably 20 different albums that could qualify in my top 5 here, but I'm just gonna pick 5 and go with it. It's 5 of my favorite ones. I said studio albums because I'm like a big jam band fan, but if I start throwing in live albums by like Phish and the Grateful Dead and stuff, then like that's gonna get out of control. So I'm just gonna stick to the studio albums. I think The Stranger by Billy Joel absolutely has to be on this list. It's my favorite album by him. I grew up a huge Billy Joel fan. My parents are big Billy Joel fans. That was the first concert that I ever went to, so that's got to be on this list. The Dave Matthews Band, I've got to have Before These Crowded Streets by DMB on here. Absolutely one of my favorite albums. Lyrically, maybe my #1 favorite album overall. The way that it flows from beginning to end is just a really powerful, well-done album. Definitely one of my favorites. I've probably got to include a Radiohead album on here as well. It's another one of my favorite bands. I'm thinking I would put In Rainbows. I do love OK Computer, but In Rainbows, there's something really special about that album. I really enjoy listening to it every time that I do. Steely Dan is another one of my favorite bands, and my favorite album by them is definitely The Royal Scam. That's got to go on the list. And then the 5th slot is like impossible to name. Like, I want to put the Beatles on here. I want to put Pink Floyd on here. I actually feel pretty stupid for not putting Pink Floyd on here, so I got to put Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd on the list. I mean, Dark Side of the Moon is great too, obviously, but I really like Wish You Were Here. That's probably one of my favorite albums overall. So that's my list. It's really hard to do this though, so I understand if you don't want to answer it, but if any of you guys do, post in the comments below. I'll get back to you. That seems like a fun little activity, something a little different.
Or I won't be found.
Made it to the campsite just before sunset. Looks like a really nice campground. It's just outside of a town called Coffeesville, Mississippi. I believe it's called the Turkey Creek camping area or something like that. The sign does say something about day use, but there are a couple other folks who are doing some tent camping in some of the other sites, so I think it should be okay. I found it on freecampsites.net, and there are a bunch of these like little camping areas for free that are located all around this body of water here, which apparently is like a man-made body of water. I'm not really sure exactly what it was for or why they decided to make it, but tons of people are out there on boats right now, and like I said, there's tons of free camping all around the area. It's really beautiful and really quiet. So for dinner, I've got a bunch of leftover Mediterranean food that Antine and I got last night in New Orleans. I've also got this ear of corn here, which I really want to make. Like, I love corn on the cob, but I'm trying to figure out how I can do it. I guess I'm gonna have to like cut it into pieces because it doesn't really fit in my pot. As you can see, got a little bit of a dilemma. I also don't really want to do it. I might save it for another night just because it's kind of buggy out here and it's already starting to get late, and I kind of want to just start editing this video and then get to bed. I just ate so much chicken shawarma. It was really good, but I'm feeling kind of uncomfortably full at this point. I can't believe how quiet it is at this campsite compared to New Orleans. I mean, I'm so used to being in the city for the past month or even longer than that, and it's just so loud in the city. And then I get out here and like my ears are like looking for sounds, it's so quiet that like it feels really strange. I really like it though. I've been missing this, and it feels really nice to finally be back out here. By the way, these crazy multicolored lights are not intentional at all. I've had these lights for a really long time, and I just can't figure out how to get them to stay on one color. The only way that I can get like a sustained light like this is when they're on multicolor flashing mode like this. When you set it to one color, they flash on and then they turn off for like a second, and then everything's black, and then they just keep repeating that over and over again, which is really, really annoying. At least this is like a constant light, so it works. You know, I kind of like it. It's multicolor. Like, I actually don't mind it that much. You get used to it, but just so you know, it's not intentional. Like, I'm not doing this for like a special video effect or something. Thumbs up for this campsite. It was really quiet. It worked out really well. I would definitely recommend bringing bug spray though if you're gonna check it out, because it is pretty buggy out here, like I said yesterday. I would stay here a little bit longer if I could, but I think it's just going to be too hot to be hanging out in the element or even just hanging out outside during the day today. I kind of want to be in air conditioning. Unfortunately, the weather is really, really warm here, like unseasonably warm all throughout the South and the Midwest over the next week, so it's going to be interesting. Last night it was like really hot, 83 degrees when I was going to sleep, and it got cooler. It's comfortable right now, but it's going to get hot again very soon, so my plan is to go north as fast as I can. I need to be in central Illinois within the next 5 days. I'm heading up there to do some work for a smaller production company. I'm going to be doing some drone video and shooting drone footage for them. I actually have my commercial drone license that I got earlier this year, so I'm excited to finally get the chance to use it, and I'm looking forward to this opportunity. I'll talk a little bit more about the details of the production and what they're working on. It's still in the early stages, so I don't want to go into too much detail right now, but when I get up there, I'll share a little bit more with you guys about what it is. I'm really looking forward to it.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you went home and locked the door?
I accidentally forgot to get breakfast food before coming out here, so I'm gonna make some toast for breakfast with some butter, but all I have is these like hot dog shaped potato rolls, so it's gonna be some interesting toast.
Way away from the pain that you have worn. Faded is what remains as I wander off to where my days may bring.
This is the town of Coffeyville, Mississippi. My plan is to head up to Memphis as soon as I can and get to that area. It is Friday, and I like to have this video out by Friday, so I haven't even finished editing yet. I'm gonna try to find a Starbucks or somewhere comfortable, get some work done for a little while, and try to get this up for you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, guys. Before ending the vlog, I do have a special thank you to give. Lil Red, thank you so much for sending me that Walmart gift card a while back. I was finally able to use it on getting a new sleeping bag. My old one was pretty gross, so it was time to replace it. Thank you so much for your support. I'll talk to y'all in the next video.